We're taking out millions, which I'm just announcing today for the first time. But we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil, millions of barrels. Every night we took out oil. Now that they figured it out, I can tell you, it was very hard for me. I wanted to say it so badly, but I didn't want to ruin it, but it was very hard. Millions of barrels of oil has come out. And that's why it's at $85, $90 a barrel instead of $250. It's a military operation. When it's over, you will see oil drop to where it was before. We were getting gasoline just before it started.
That's President Trump revealing a major covert operation supporting the passage of over 200 vessels through the Strait of Hormuz. The commander-in-chief adding on Truth Social that the operation has resulted in more than 100 million barrels of oil unleashed into the open market. At the same time, the insurance industry working around the clock to address maritime security risk and regional instability. Axis Capital is at the forefront of the effort, providing clients operating in the region with protection for assets exposed to heightened threats. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive is Axis CEO Vince Tizzio. Vince, thanks so much for being here this morning. Can you talk to us a little about that business in terms of providing that insurance to those boats, those ships trying to transact through the strait?
Maria, good morning. Certainly. It remains a dynamic risk landscape and environment. Indeed, the announcement last night by the president reinforces the value of the industry providing protection to the maritime space. There's over 20,000 seafarers in the region, and certainly they want the assurance that as they transport goods and services, in the instance last night referenced by the president, oil, that there's protection. And so it remains dynamic. We remain a vibrant market in the geography, protecting our insureds both in the Persian Gulf and around the region generally.
So just to be clear, you're insuring those vessels that are handled and secured with others' ships so that they can be transported through.
For sure. We have representation on any number of insureds. We never reveal, of course, the exact insureds or countries of origin for protection for them, but certainly we are a vibrant, substantial provider of marine coverage generally and marine war more particularly.
Wow, amazing. Vince, how is business today? Give us the backdrop.
The risk landscape is dynamic. There's a phenomenon of pricing trends that are changing from recent years, but the need for specialized and tailored risks remains as high as it's ever been before, and certainly geopolitical uncertainty and instability creates a further need for the assurance we provide.
Of course, and there's risks everywhere. I mean, you've got soccer's biggest tournament, the FIFA World Cup, kicking off today. 2 games in Mexico. Axis also leading the insurance effort on that, covering all risks associated with the games, including threats of violence and property damage and personal injuries. Tell us about it. What are you expecting?
Well, dynamic. It's exciting as a global citizen to have the event here in North America, but the range of exposures that are associated, when we say exposures, the ways that losses that might be affecting range from the stadium itself to the players. Indeed, we've spoken in the past around our underwriting appetite to provide protection to the players and the teams broadly. And so it's exciting, it's dynamic. It's another reminder why specialized insurance provided by the industry is critically valued.
Let me get your take on the AI component here and Anthropic's Mythos model. One analyst writes that the company's exposure, as it is cat-like in many ways, with its low-frequency, high-severity loss profile, significantly less developed data modeling, and well-funded adversaries that are trying hard every day to inflict losses. A lot of concern around the Anthropic Mythos model. How do you insure something like that? Tell us about the worries that and how you see the unpredictability of these AI agentic agents.
Maria, as you know, we've been speaking to cyber for a long time. We're one of the larger global markets that provide cyber insurance around the world. The risk landscape is heightened by Mythos's product, but frankly, the vulnerability that companies face is certainly added only by AI. So the risk landscape is challenging. How do we underwrite it? carefully. There's a whole variety of vulnerability tools that we look to see whether or not companies have the wherewithal to protect themselves. It is only made more aggravated and challenging just because of how Mythos is able to prosecute those kinds of ransomware losses that most generally reveal themselves. So it's challenging. It's a substantial market, and we're heartened by the AI executive order that we think will foster a greater partnership between the public and the private sector.
Yeah, I mean, the president came out with the executive order because of these very worries. Do you think that corporate America is going to be able to put the patches in place to beat potentially bad actors from undermining what we're expecting from AI?
You know, here, in our view, the global companies around the world have CISOs. They have an infrastructure that provides great support. Middle market and smaller businesses are more challenged in their capability at working as hard to patch. But they also face a different risk landscape. But broadly, any conversation that brings the public and private together around what could be a horizontal problem for the global economy, in my judgment, is positive and constructive.
And, of course, then there's hurricane season, right? Last year, $100 billion in losses reported across the industry. Insurance companies now preparing for a below-normal season. What are your expectations here?
Well, I wouldn't count out Mother Nature. Look, there's about 8 to 14 predicted storms coming out of NOAA today. However, and maybe more importantly, the effect of drought, floods, severe convective storms around the world can be as pernicious as a hurricane. And so we're a substantial provider of property coverage around the world, agriculture, and so there's a lot of downstream effects. So we're going to remain vigilant and support our customers.
Where does growth come from now, Vince?
We have a number of new classes of insurance that we've brought here in the North American marketplace. We're continuing to realize double-digit growth as reported in our first quarter. We're optimistic about the need to bring specialized solutions to the global economy, but we have a favorable view here in North America.
All right, we will leave it there. Vince, we're watching the company, and we so appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you much.
Vince Tizzio joining us. Quick break, and then the inside scoop on the Clarity Act, where crypto legislation stands as the big banks push back. The chairman of the CFTC is here, Michael Selig. Senate Banking Committee Chairman Tim Scott is here, and the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. All coming up right here. You're watching Mornings with Maria, live on Fox Business. Stay with us.